Yeah, good afternoon, Tom. Looking forward to this one.
Very much so, mate. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. I love all the driving.
Are you...
Loving it. Up and down the country, Cambridge, wherever, all over the country. We're all over it.
Are you impeccably well?
Impeccably well.
I'm impeccably well as well.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Fournilwrittenalloverit. I hope you're impeccably well too. I tell you what I'm impeccably pleased about. By the time you watch this, we will hopefully have just hit 13,000 subscribers.
Oh, absolutely massive.
I mean, that is impeccable.
Oh, it's impeccable.
It's impeccable. Thank you so much for that.
Impeccable come from?
Doesn't stop there though, does it? Next stop, 14,000.
Oh yeah, we're heading the big time.
If you want it...
The number I'm looking for is 20,000.
Is it?
Or I would accept 3 points tonight.
Well, I probably prefer 3 points right now in this moment because of how crucial tonight is. We know the permutations. It's either playoffs or no playoffs, really, isn't it?
Well, not tonight it isn't.
It is, isn't it?
No.
It is.
No, it's not.
Well, it is for me. It might not be for you.
No, it might be in your mindset. But tonight and Saturday, the two crucial games.
Yes, this week. We'll know by the end of this week.
This week, exactly right.
Barnsley are fantastic. They are a championship side. They're going to be incredibly hard to beat. Not many teams have gone to Oakwell and come away with 3 points so far this season. But we were saying that before Bolton, and look how that one turned out. So we can take an awful lot of confidence and bring the performance levels from Bolton, not from Cambridge, because I think if Cambridge had been a little bit more clinical, they may have been out of sight by half-time. And it was only because they weren't brilliant in front of goal that we actually got away with that one, I felt. I think it's time for these boys under Massinio to show exactly what they're made of and show what they're capable of in a game that really matters.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a different game against a good footballing side like Barnsley. We play better football against better footballing sides. So the next two games will tell us whether we're capable of competing at that level and in the Championship, should we ever get there.
We would rather be absolutely nowhere than in the away end supporting the Pompey boys on the road.
You're absolutely right, Tom.
I'm absolutely right. Score tonight is if it's the 4-0, I would be... Oh, who's that?
Somebody ringing. Oh, it's Machinio asking us what we think the score's going to be.
I'm going to go for a 2-1. I'd love us to win. I think we're massively underdogs tonight. It could be a late charge under Massinio.
Chariots of Fire.
That's more rugby based, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah.
You're right.
We're not doing great in the rugby at the minute either, are we? So maybe we should... Let's not talk about the rugby, yeah.
Wrong shape ball.
Before the Bolton game, I put out a tweet saying we've got 4th at home, league leaders at home. And then starting with Cambridge, 4 away games in 14 days. Obviously Cambridge, tonight here at Barnsley, Aki next Tuesday on the Hill in Lancashire, and then Bristol Rovers away. And the mad thing is we aren't losing any of them. Now we're 2 for 2 so far.
We are.
If we get humped 4-0 tonight, it's not my fault. But if we do win tonight, I am taking the credit.
Thank you for choice of the word humps. I really appreciate that.
Can we edit that? Is that a family friendly?
We can still put this on YouTube, which is great.
I was thinking of my podcast language.
No, that's it. Yeah, available everywhere. 3 lads in the pub. Hello.
Morning, evening, should I say? What am I on about?
If you get something tonight, you're fancying your chances.
Yeah.
But I've got to be confident. We've won 7, drew 2 or something, some crazy form like that. So I'm feeling confident. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Barnsley.
Well, he reckons 4-0 on.
Don't be silly.
What's the score going to be, Tom? I want to know your prediction first.
2-1.
2-1?
2-1 Pompey.
Ooh, I was going to say 2-1, funny enough. But, all right, I'll give you a 1-0.
I love your hat. It's superb.
It's got to be 4-0 written all over it, isn't it?
What about you, mate?
4-0
It's got to be in it. But realistically, perhaps?
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
I reckon 2-1.
3-2. Colby Bishop.
Colby Bishop.
He
is magic and he's got a magic cat apparently. So
How are you?
You're very well, mate. What's your score tonight?
You're unbeaten in like 5 games, aren't you?
Doing well.
Hopefully it can make it 6 today. Hopefully you get the win. I'm not going to say 4-0.
No.
I'm going to say 1-0. I'm going to be realistic.
Thanks so much for coming.
It's no, thank
I
you for
love
having
sharing
us.
the away end with him. It's amazing. And you as well.
Oh, thanks. It'll be better than Wickham, that's the main thing. 3-1, Pompey.
My hands are freezing.
Yes, they are.
Come
Come
on. 1-0. I think we grind out a gritty 1-0.
And Tommy Lowry in from the start as well.
That chant, you know, John Messina said he heard it for the last half an hour of the Cambridge game.
He did.
He better get used to it for another hour and a half.
Got to go 2-0. I'm going to go with Phillips and Cole.
2-1 to Barnsley. I've got confidence.
Thanks for coming.
I
Nice to
love
see
it,
you.
mate. Come on.
Was he off? Difficult to judge from up here. Would have been a big chance if he wasn't off.
wishing the poor young lady all the very best of her recovery for what she's going through. It looks like a bit of a formality from their point of view. It looks like a bit of a mountain to climb for us. Go early, but it's almost like watching the playoffs fly out the window. Pompey been undone from minute one, really, and that is an excellent finish. Might end up being a bit of a long night for us if we can't sort ourselves out a little bit. It's been Bob Marley, Three Little Birds for the last 10 minutes. I think that's a fair reflection on the game. And it's annoying to be sticking it half hour into the game, but
What teams in general still see 2-0 down?
In the middle of the park, we've given it away too many times. Morell's had one of his worst games in ages. He's been fantastic lately. Credit to Colby, he's running the length of the pitch like a central midfielder. Raggett's positioning, if you see the first goal back, Raggett moves across, I believe it's Raggett moves across to Riley, and what's he doing? He's like a schoolboy getting attracted to the ball. Watch your man behind you, and that's the man that scores the goal. Terrible.
it was Raggett, mate. Again.
It was Sean Raggett.
Get in.
Come on! The keeper, spit all over the camera to apologise.
I've just seen Fusion Josh shouting Blue Army at the top of his voice, and it's made me smile.
Oh my God,
John Messina was saying in the week that Riley Towler's got a mistake in him and he wasn't devoid of mistakes, and there's one clear as day. And just when the fight looked like it was on, we had a spell where we were kind of just that was going to happen. Super Brett, Super Brett, Super Brett.
Get the arm in.
Get the arm in. Do an Andrew. Get the arm in.
Right. Get me home. Evidence between the gulf of a playoff team and not a playoff team.
Yeah, Barnsley showed tonight why they're in the position that we want to be in.
Yeah.
They were better on the ball, despite having less of it. They did more things with it. They looked more threatening. We probably had 1-2 extra chances beyond our goal that we could have, should have done better. But beyond that, there was nothing. They didn't really even look like they got out of like second or third gear.
I liked the former Pompey players' chance towards the end. That was
Yeah.
probably the highlight of the evening.
I think that shows the writing off of the season from a lot of fans, that we were audible throughout the entire first half and the beginning of the second half. As soon as they scored their third goal, it wasn't negative, wasn't booing.
Felt like we played our best football after we scored as well.
There was some selective chance of, in a PG version of return to your parent club.
Yes, there was.
Beyond that, a lot of chance. Jamal Lowe, Connor Chaplin, Patrick Adjaman, just not a night to remember for me. Season over, despite the fact I'm going to Accrington and Bristol.
See you there.
Find me a question and I'll have it.
Right, back in the room. There's a lot of apathy, a lot of indifference in that away end towards the end. I feel very similar to when I was in a Premier Inn after the Bolton game last season where we drew on all, and I was like, playoff hopes are dwindling and it's probably all over. I think it's good night Vienna for Pompey really after that. I said it was a season defining night. I said that it really mattered. Yeah, we had a good 10 minutes. minutes after we scored, and I felt, oh, here we go, maybe if we can go and get that second, and then it's a different night. But ultimately, just we're beaten by the better side, really, weren't we?
Yeah, unfortunately. First half, again, we were poor. Felt as if it was like Saturday again against Cambridge, where the other side came out, wanted it more, and we just sort of sat off and allowed them to play. If we win 10 out of the next 12, our run is easy on paper compared to other teams. You never know, but you have to beat the teams around you, otherwise they're just going to keep picking up points, and we haven't done that tonight.
Final word for the 1,200 incredible Pompey fans that are in that away end. Thanks for joining us. Wednesday at home and then Accrington away. It's still a big week with points to play for.
Join us on the channel for it. We will see you on Saturday.
Keep the faith, and as always,
play up Pompey.
Play out Pompey.